Well, it is in places like Williamsburg where we are expecting temperatures potentially to dip down below freezing overnight tonight. So a refreeze, yeah, that's going to be possible. It will be for isolated areas, though. I think the south side, we're looking good tonight. We should stay just above freezing tonight. It's Tuesday morning I'm really concerned with. Christy Stewart will have more on that, on what you could expect over the next few days coming up and what you can really expect for the rest of the day as well. In terms of what's happening in the here and now, look at all of the winter weather alerts out there. I'll step aside so you can see this map. From New Mexico down through Texas, all the way up into Maine, we have winter storm warnings affecting millions of Americans in those purple colors. Those are ice storm warnings across the deep south. For us here in Hampton Roads, winter storm warnings, that continues until 7 p.m. Monday. We're seeing a little bit of everything. We've had the snow so far, transitioning now to sleet, freezing rain, and some rainfall. Winter weather advisories for areas in the purple, that lighter purple color south of the state line into northeast North Carolina. Here's our storm system, just massive in scale from New England all the way down through Cincinnati, St. Louis, Memphis, kind of in a messy zone right now. Look at the deep south. We have rainfall, snow, sleet, freezing rain, literally every single type of precipitation you can really get out of Mother Nature here. And for us here in Hampton Roads, it's messy out there. Stay safe on the roads. Definitely use caution if you have to be out and about. If you don't need to be, I advise staying home, grabbing a nice cup of hot chocolate, maybe sitting down later on today, watching the NFL playoffs. Really no reason to be out there for the day today. Now, we do have some rainfall. Notice that rain-snow line over the past couple of hours. This is a 6-hour loop. It's been creeping north and west ever so slowly. Again, we started out as snowfall, got a couple of inches across parts of the Hampton Roads cities. Now we're starting that changeover into sleet and freezing rain, especially towards areas in Suffolk, off into the peninsula as well. Rainfall, of course, in those green colors, Virginia Beach into Chesapeake, northeast North Carolina, getting some rainfall. Will likely continue with that as we go throughout the rest of the day today. The Eastern Shore, it's kind of a split depending on where you are. Accomack County, you're still dealing with snowfall. I think we could still squeeze out a couple more inches here across parts of the area, especially off towards Chincoteague, maybe the Wallops Island area, Melfa. You're still snowing, but that rain-snow line is going to creep up into your area really any moment now. Cape Charles, you're into the rainfall. North of that, that's where we have that sleet in that darker purple here, or excuse me, the freezing rain in that darker purple color, and then the sleet here in that lighter purple. It's into the peninsula and really Williamsburg. Nick Broadway talking about how those ice shards, they kind of make that interesting sound, those shards, once they hit you and they kind of sting your skin. That's what we're seeing now, that sleet across portions of the peninsulas and even into places like Gloucester Point, seeing a little bit of that. Just to the south of Matthews, or really parts of Matthews, seeing a little bit of sleet out there. Saluda, you're still seeing snowfall. That will change as we go throughout the rest of the morning hours. Poquoson, a little bit of freezing rain. Same thing for Hampton, Smithfield, and the Rushmere area. Again, Williamsburg still in sleet. But that sleet and freezing rain line is also continuing to drift more to the north and west. So this is really right now where I do expect probably the most dangerous travel to be, because once these raindrops freeze on contact, you're not really going to notice it on the roadways. A lot of times it looks pretty clear, and with the snow that we already have, it causes that little bit of extra slickness out there. Cortland down to Reynoldson, even into the Franklin area, seeing a little bit of freezing rain. I'll step aside so you can really see all the rainfall. Suffolk and points east, Chesapeake into Virginia Beach across the south side, that's where we're seeing that rainfall. Still pretty steady. That's going to continue to melt away at any of that snow that we had as we went through the overnight hours. So that's the latest that we have for areas north of the state line. We're going to be tossing it over to Christy now. She's going to give us a rundown of what we could expect for the rest of the day today.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. So we can really see, just going off of what you're talking about with that rain, snow, sleet line, those temperatures that are sitting in the lower 20s for our inland communities closer to the coast. We've got our temperatures that are in the upper 30s to the lower 40s. So that is where we are seeing that warmer air. We're seeing that transitioning over into rain along the coast throughout the day today. Inland, you'll be dealing with that freezing rain later on. We also do have some of our breezy winds, 10 to 20 miles per hour. That's making it feel colder. Feels like we are in those mid to the upper 20s. 20s for a lot of locations. As we are heading throughout the day today, we will stay on the warmer side above freezing along the immediate coastline. But notice inland, you're staying just below freezing. That's where we're going to be continuing to see that freezing rain as we're heading throughout the rest of today. So again, our coastal communities right along the immediate coastline, you'll be seeing that rain continuing throughout this morning. Eastern Shore, you'll continue to see some of that rainfall reaching a little bit more north throughout this morning, same across the peninsulas. But inland, you stay with that freezing rain as we're heading throughout this morning. A little bit of a drier break mid-afternoon, but later on this evening, more freezing rain continuing inland for us. And eventually that transitions over into rain later this evening, clearing out as we get into the night tonight. Monday, maybe a few lingering flurries, maybe a little bit of a drizzle out there as well, but that is going to be eventually clearing out of here for us. Then we'll be left with a lot of sunshine on Tuesday, but really cold air moves in. Tuesday morning feels like temperatures are going to be sitting in those low single digits to the lower teens. So you really got to bundle up for that. As far as this ice accumulation, this is our big concern. We're looking at having up to 1/4 of an inch of ice in our inland communities. That could lead to some power outages, and we could be seeing some downed trees. Also could be leaving a sheet of ice on the ground. So it's recommended to not travel, as some roadways could become impassable, very slick out there. So inland, that is our main concern for the day today. Any of that snow that we see along the coastline, that is going to be disappearing as we do see a lot of that rainfall that'll be clearing that out. So again, those areas that are highlighted in purple and black, that's our main concern with that ice accumulation throughout the day today. We are, after this system, going to be getting very cold. We'll be staying decently dry, but those highs in the lower 30s, overnight lows in the upper teens to the lower 20s. We'll be right back.